Thanks for joining us for Your Voice, Your Stories. I'm Megan Knight. Each week we highlight important issues impacting your community and also introduce you to people working to make our neighborhoods better. So here's what we have for you tonight. People who use a dog park in North Baltimore could soon face new restrictions. What they're doing to keep the park a place their pups can roam free.
One woman decided to take her passion for giving on the road, quite literally. And I'll show you how she plans on giving back to communities in Baltimore.
But first, a local healthcare facility is providing new tools to help patients with spinal cord injuries and disorders to gain back their independence.
I had to do day at a time.
Sally here is a teacher through and through. But life has thrown a lot at her, like multiple sclerosis.
I have been dealing with this since '98, so now this is a new challenge, brain cancer.
She noticed some changes to her eyesight that just didn't feel right. Her doctors discovered a cancerous mass in her head.
The diagnosis is officially primary central nervous system lymphoma.
While Sally and her husband Dean were waiting for test results, things suddenly changed.
We were sitting at home and he's like, well, you ready to go? And I tried to get up out of a chair. I could almost get up out of a chair. And then I'm like, whoa, I'm not in control of my legs or body or my balances. I had to sit back down. I'm going to turn this way. My right shoulder.
The cancer had robbed her of basic movement, so she was referred for occupational therapy here at Kennedy Krieger's brand new Practice Suite.
And one of her goals was to be able to stand and cook again. You know, she used to always do it for her husband.
That's where teacher Taylor Reichart comes in.
What's the next step?
Let's start getting the flour.
While Sally works to make her cake, Taylor challenges her in various ways in this safe environment.
She can do some standing already at home, but now we got to work on the balance a little bit more. We got to work on the tolerance. Kind of give her some shakes every now and then, okay?
Thanks.
With features like countertops and cabinets that can raise and lower, Taylor works with patients to move with and even past their physical challenges.
And engaging in occupations that you want and need to do is way better than just doing repetitions of exercises.
Strengthening Sally's arms, legs, balance, and coordination, all while getting back to the baking Sally loves.
And this I like chocolate, so it's not a problem.
So she was able to tolerate a lot longer of a standing position, and the things I was doing to her, which would normally kind of make her react and she would get nervous, but she was so into the task that we're targeting everything that I wanted to in the session. You know, it's a lot more fun.
Oh, smooth.
Fun getting Sally a step closer back to being long and tall.
It's fun. It makes me think more things are possible.
What a fabulous idea.
In Fulton, Christy Harper.
Shut the door so that magic happens.
WMAR 2 News.
I didn't recognize.
A combination of art and passion for people has led one woman to create the Live or Exist mobile outreach program. I'm Janae Wright, and she plans on giving back to the community in more ways than one.
Nye Turner is a painter, a muralist, and also the founder of Live or Exist Foundation. The foundation she created to help local communities.
A lot of the stuff I talk about is things that's in my art, are things that's going on in the Black community. So I felt like I should put some action behind it.
She says giving back has always been a passion of hers.
Whenever I get blessed, I make sure I at least bless 10 people.
And she says it's something she would like to see more of in cities like Baltimore.
People not used to it anymore, and I feel like that's when I was growing up in the neighborhood, we looked after each other a little bit more than now, so in that aspect, it's a little saddening.
And so in order to have a bigger impact than she had within the last year, she decided to take her giving on the road. She bought an old ice cream truck and has been reinventing it into her mobile outreach hub.
My concept is to make boxes that actually make sense, maybe like a spaghetti meal for the night versus beans and peanut butter, you know? So I felt like that's important. Also, giving out resources that can help them pass today.
She says she wanted to be mobile so she can reach the people and communities that are overlooked. And she plans to help more than just people who are homeless.
There's a lot going on. A lot of people are going through it, losing jobs, layoffs, et cetera, et cetera. So I just feel like to think about that, keep that at the forefront right now.
The feeling of community is what is displayed throughout her art that covers the truck, and she's hoping her message of connecting with others makes people who need a bit of extra help feel comfortable receiving it.
I don't want people to feel like they're losing their dignity by getting a handout. And ice cream trucks remind me of community. It makes people happy inside.
Turner is putting the final touches on her mobile hub and is planning to launch it at her Turning Pages exhibit on September 20th. After that, she'll begin going into various communities starting in October. Janae Wright, WMAR 2 News.
Well, tonight we are honoring the August winners of the Chick-fil-A Everyday Heroes Award, Janice Jackson and her group, Women Embracing Abilities Now.
I love this woman. Go do anything for her. Oh, don't go to. But she really has impacted me so much.
It's that love, that bond that serves as the foundation for Women Embracing Abilities Now, or WE.A.N, a group started 25 years ago by Janice Jackson.
Your disability does not define who you are as a woman.
And that's been her motto ever since her life changed when she was hit by a car at the age of 24.
1 minute a woman, successful, living my life, and the next minute a woman with a disability. I didn't have any other women that I could talk to. I didn't have any mentors or someone that I could go to help me navigate this new life.
So she created a mentorship group, bringing together women to show them how to live with a disability, to be an advocate, and Jackson says to tune out the negativity and stereotypes.
That's why it's so important for women with disabilities to see other women who are successful, who've gone on with their lives, who've achieved their goals, who've done everything they would have done if they didn't have a disability.
The United States honors Janice Yvette Jackson for turning personal adversity into a powerful force for change.
The work that we do is just inspiring.
Danielle Gregg joined the group nearly 20 years ago as a mentor. She's been in and out of a wheelchair since she was a child.
Having someone that kind of understands what you're going through makes the greatest difference in the world.
Kiana Hayes says WE.A.N gave her new purpose after she was injured and wheelchair bound. She transitioned from a mentee to a mentor.
We've all survived something, but I'm more interested in how are you thriving in life.
Pre-COVID, the group would host in-person events from wreath making to tea parties. Today, they do mostly virtual meetups, but Jackson says they are committed to being available to all the women they serve and welcoming new members.
It's so important for them to know we're here. We are in the community. You know, we're ready for them, we're waiting for them, and it changes lives. It definitely changes lives.
So congrats to Janice and the ladies of WE.A.N. If you know a social group doing great work in their community, nominate them for the Everyday Heroes Award by scanning the QR code on your screen. Each winner receives 10 meal gift cards, courtesy of the Baltimore area Chick-fil-A restaurants.
Hi, I'm Maria Morales, and I'm here in Wyman Park. This grassy stretch has been the play place for pooches and their parents for decades. And now there's concerns that it might be restricted and they may have to go elsewhere.
For decades, dog owners have been bringing their pets to Lower Wyman Park, next to the Johns Hopkins campus in North Baltimore. The secluded park is a hidden gem tucked away from the busy streets nearby, where dogs run unleashed in what they consider a safe, controlled environment.
I started going to a couple other places, and then we heard about this place, and when I came here, it's going on 11 years now, it's just perfect. People come here and picnic, they fly kites, kids in the wintertime, they sled down the hill. It's a great open space for everybody.
Until recently, the university had a lease on the property. Now the city has regained control and wants to crack down on off-leash dogs. The dog owners who frequent here want the city to make it an official dog park that would still be open for other uses.
This park is really enclosed. On all three sides, there's natural barriers that keep the park safe for all the rest of the neighborhood.
Dog owners want to work with the Wyman Park Community Association and the city on an amenable solution. One option would be putting up fencing along the east side of the park where the Stony Run Trail is.
We would like some form of natural barrier. We've already got natural walls, natural fences by the fact of all the trees, and I think that gives everyone the freedom to use the park. It'll cost the city far less money than building a fully enclosed dog park.
We were unable to reach anyone at the City Recs Department who's familiar with the situation Friday. Meanwhile, supporters have set up a website and survey to gather community recommendations.
We've been coming down here, lots of us for over 10 years, some of us for over 30. And I think those voices should be heard, definitely.
In North Baltimore, Maria Morales, WMAR 2 News.
Lidl is expanding across Maryland, but 2 anticipated stores in Baltimore are stuck in limbo. We pressed for answers on what's causing these delays and whether they'll open.
I'm Sayara Williams, your Voice for Veterans reporter, and I'll tell you what happens when bosses go beyond the workplace to experience what their National Guard employees do in uniform.
Subscribe to WMAR 2 News on YouTube for daily videos. You're watching WMAR 2 News, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back to Your Voice, Your Stories. A Maryland seafood shop says it can cut and sell just about any fish except one. Why the blue catfish comes with red tape and the effort to change that. But first, employers getting an opportunity to see what life is like for their workers who serve in the National Guard and Reserve.
I'm Sayara Williams, your Voice for Veterans reporter, and some bosses traded their offices for helicopters to learn what it's like to be their National Guard employee. It's one thing to hear about military service. It's another to feel it. Dozens of Maryland employers stepped into the world of their Guard and Reserve employees to understand the demands and skills their service requires.
There's a lot that goes into it. I thought working across the airport that it was all A-10s and flying jets and just partying, but it turns out they do a lot.
From helicopter rides to tactical training, every experience offered a glimpse into the balance these citizen soldiers maintain between duty and day-to-day life. What was it like seeing him experience something you do on a day-to-day?
It was epic, I think, for both of us. I've often told him about the things that I've done or the things that I do, but he's only been able to live through me. So for the first time, he's actually got to see it firsthand. So I was excited to see him here today, and I know he's enjoyed his time today.
Bartowski's boss, not taking the experience for granted, finding a deeper appreciation for his colleague.
You know, you need to be mindful of what they do and how they do it, and you know, they protect us not only here, but they protect against overseas and everything else. So it really is eye-opening what they do and how they do it.
Officials with employer support of the Guard and Reserve say that's the purpose, turning understanding into action so companies can better support service members when duty calls.
We've got so many military members who are looking for job opportunities, and just understanding a day in the life of a military member and letting them go do their military job. So it's a win-win for all.
Major General Janine L. Burkhead and Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller joined the group, emphasizing how critical employer support is for Maryland's Guard and Reserve members on the field and in the office.
We will continue to be reliable, and we rely on you to support the warfighter.
Organizers say the hope is simple, making sure these bosses understand the commitment and challenges of service members, but also making sure they are supported on their civilian jobs. In Middle River, Sayara Williams, WMAR 2 News.
As new Lidl stores are opening around the state, plans to open 2 here in Baltimore have stalled. They've been years in the making, and WMAR 2 News' Mallory Stefaste has been pressing for answers. She tells us how the city has been working to sweeten the deal and why bringing a grocery store and keeping it here is such a challenge. Because if it matters to you, it's a matter for Mallory.
Millions of taxpayer dollars have been poured into the redevelopment of Perkins Somerset Old Town with the promise of a grocery store. We were told it'd be a Lidl, but now we can't get an answer as to whether it's still happening, as Lidl is cutting ribbons in wealthier communities.
3, 2, 1!
A big turnout at this grand opening this month in Bowie. Customers lined the length of the store, dancing as they walk through the doors.
We are over the moon. Yes. I just love the store. The prices are good here too.
Further south and a few weeks earlier, another grand opening as the Lidl in Bethesda opened July 30th. Meanwhile, in Northeast Baltimore, this Lidl shell, constructed in 2023, has sat empty for several years.
Why would you put so much money into a brand new building and never open it?
We debunked rumors that the delay was due to a retaining wall issue. The Baltimore City Mayor's office telling us they're unaware of any structural issues preventing Lidl from opening here. Lidl would only tell us they have no new details, and Baltimore shoppers can visit the store near Morgan State.
It's crazy how quickly they built it compared to how long it's been sitting there.
This area has other grocery options, but residents say they're tired of looking at an empty building. However, in East Baltimore, this is considered a food desert, and part of the $1 billion Perkins Somerset Old Town redevelopment plan, turning public housing into a vibrant mixed-income community, is having a grocer anchor the project. The developer, Dana Henson, said in 2023 it would be Lidl. Now that seems to be in limbo.
I know generally what happens in these packages. The city does try to do everything it can.
Bill Cole is the former president of the Baltimore Development Corporation. He understands the challenges in convincing grocers to invest in the city. Lidl initially expressed interest, then walked away. Emails between the developer and the Housing Authority of Baltimore City reveal the company had concerns about incomes in the area, estimated at $19,000 per year.
Sometimes they look at the income models and they say, well, we just can't make it work there. So you have to work harder. Government has to work even harder at trying to incentivize those locations.
Sometime after November 2021, Lidl came back to the table with millions in incentives, including targeted tax credits, a tenant allowance, and $1.35 million in state bonds to the developer to build out the grocery site. But now, with millions in public money on the line, Lidl, the developer, and the city have all gone silent on whether the store will open here.
Basically, you're at the will of the company. The city doesn't get to decide when a grocery store opens. You can incentivize. The developer often doesn't get to decide. They can just make sure the site is ready. At the end of the day, it's up to the company to decide when they're going to open, where they're going to open. And that's frustrating.
So what's the message to residents? Don't hold your breath?
No, I would say don't give up. I think something good's going to happen here. I know that everybody is aligned in ensuring that food access and a really quality food access store is provided here. And I'm comfortable in saying that something good will happen.
And something good can't come soon enough, as local resident 84-year-old Alvin Webb pushes his grocery cart past the site of this promised store.
We know some of the project's funding was designated specifically to support the inclusion of a grocery store. We're told if that changes, the city would need to review and approve reallocation of those funds. Once again, we reached out to Lidl for an update on either Baltimore location. No one responded. We're also waiting to hear back from the developer, the mayor's office, and the Housing Authority of Baltimore City. In Baltimore, Mallory Safaste, WMAR 2 News.
At Conrad's Crabs and Seafood, they're cranking out the fish. Something is always being filleted on the cutting board.
I think the processing is the biggest hurdle, and it's kind of not right the way they had it set up, where only certain people could process it, which in my opinion was not right the way they handled that, and anybody should have been able to process it just like a white perch, a yellow perch, a striped bass.
Conrad's can process every other fish in the bay, just not blue catfish. A 2008 Farm Bill provision requires a USDA inspector to be on site for the processing, making it unrealistic for smaller shops like Tony's to process it.
And that's the silly thing, is we're allowed to process everything else that we purchase in the United States, from yellowtail snapper to red snapper to the local, channel catfish or rockfish, but you can't touch a blue catfish because, some people said, oh no, we want to control that market. So that's another loophole that needs to be taken down in our state.
We're at crisis level right now.
Representative Sarah Elfrith knows the issues caused by the blue catfish well.
This USDA regulation is up there for me in terms of just a waste of federal taxpayer dollars for these USDA inspections when every other fish is FDA.
Unfortunately, the inspections probably aren't going away anytime soon.
We've been trying for years, the entire Maryland delegation, including Congressman Andy Harris, has been trying for years to get this USDA, FDA fix done in the Farm Bill. We haven't been successful. And I think the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, recognizing that we've run that play, we've hit the roadblock year in, year out. This is why we introduced the MALS Act.
The Mitigation Action and Waterman Support, or MALS Act, goes around the USDA inspection by using blue catfish in pet food, something that's already being done for high-end pet products.
It's getting away from the USDA inspection issue because it's for pet food. That's not to say that people shouldn't still be eating it, but we needed to get creative here, and that's what the Moss Act does.
The blue catfish also deals with a perception issue brought on by the bad PR of other catfish.
There's a perception out there that catfish generally are less healthy fish, that they're bottom feeders, but in blue catfish's perspective, in this case, they're actually healthier than the standard average American catfish.
For now, the inspectors will stay, and people like Tony Conrad will be forced to rely on others to produce the fish, hoping that production can increase and provide a place for him to unload the thousands of pounds of blue catfish he can catch in a day. In Baltimore, Jeff Morgan, WMAR 2 News.
Like WMAR 2 News on Facebook. Follow WMAR 2 News on social media for daily content.
We're excited the Ravens kick off the season tomorrow night when they take on the Bills in Buffalo. Here at home, the team is making game day more affordable for its fans. It's expanding the flock-friendly fare. The value menu was first introduced in 2018. Many of the items now cost less. You can get a pretzel or popcorn for $1.99 and a 12-ounce beer for $4.99. If you have stories you'd like us to cover, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at storyideas@WMAR.com. And that's going to do it for us. I'm Megan Knight. Be sure to tune in again next week for Your Voice, Your Stories.